Looking back on my career, it was fantastic. When I was young, I would never have dreamed I would have so much good fortune to play for such a great club from my own city. My family were all able to support me throughout my career, and I was also lucky enough to win many trophies. So overall, it was an excellent experience. The beginning was very important. I remember the first time my father took me to a trial at Linate when I was 10 years old, back in 1978. The other special memory was my debut. These were the strongest and most important memories. Then there was the farewell, but it was different. It wasn't quite the goodbye I had hoped for, so the earlier memories are my fondest. If I hadn't been a footballer, I can't say what I would have been, because I was playing football from such a young age. At 16, I was already in the first team. So it's difficult to say what I would have done instead.
The
best advice my father gave me didn't regard my career, because he acted like a father to me. He taught me how to behave. I've been married for, if I'm not wrong, 17 years. It was December 94. I consider myself as a romantic, but sometimes I find it a little difficult to express my romanticism. So, when I do something, I'll think about it over and over before I do it. Sometimes because I'm worried I'll do something not the way my wife would like. This is a beautiful thing from Milan's part, that my number 3 jersey has been retired, unless one of my kids plays for Milan one day. However, it mustn't make them feel added pressure if they do pursue a career in football, because they'll already have pressure. I know what it feels like, and at the time, my time, things were different. Following in your father's footsteps is never easy, and it often complicates things. I see the attention they get now, and because they're so young, I don't think it's such a positive thing. But I have to say they've always dealt with it very well. If one day one of my 2 sons does play for the club, I would totally understand if they chose a different shirt number. That could just as easily happen. Music is one of the most important things in my life. It accompanies me when I'm in the car, or when I used to play, when we were on the coach, or any other kind of travelling. In general, I like all kinds of music, but my favourite is hip-hop. I'm the kind of guy that loves staying at home. Going to the cinema was often a problem for me, because I couldn't relax in peace, being in a public place. But also, it was a question of comfort. It may be less so in recent years, but certainly at the beginning of my career, cinemas were not very comfortable. So I stay at home a lot, and that gives me time for my hobbies. These days, I do enjoy going out for dinner with friends. Recently, some friends and I decided to take up boxing a couple times a week, a very challenging sport, which helps me stay in shape. Staying fit is very much down to your own self. I can totally understand footballers who finish their career and stop exercising because they no longer have the desire to make the effort and work out. For that reason, I've been looking for something that I'm passionate about as a way to exercise that interests me, to keep myself, how should we say, looking presentable, and to not gain a few kilos, which then you can't get rid of. This is why I look for something with friends, as it's more enjoyable. I didn't want to risk taking up an individual sport that I would stop doing after just a few months. In the last few years, our ideal holiday has been the US. Miami and New York in particular, because I have made quite a few friends there and have an apartment in Miami. I absolutely love technology. It's something I'm really passionate about. It's probably my favourite hobby along with music. I don't have an iPhone because I believe a phone should be used as a phone, so a touch phone does not meet those requirements. But the iPad, on the other hand, is something I didn't believe would take off, but I actually use it a lot. Also, because I like to stay up to date with everything, with financial matters, for example, and just general information, and it's a key tool for that. Hello to all our friends on Facebook, from Paolo Maldini.
Da Paolo Maldini. Ciao ciao.